Now, if you've watched us before, you'll know that we've had some drainage issues down at the sheep shed, one here in the yard, which I'll come back to in a minute, but secondly, we had some problems in the back of the shed as well with drainage because it comes in through the wall. Now, the reason for that is this is actually an old slurry store, so there is this sort of 8 foot high wall all the way around the outside and at the back of the shed. And then this used to be, I guess, blocked up as well here in some sort of fashion years ago with some probably boards coming down here to block it in. So in other words, all of the water from the higher side of the farm, up behind that container there and up the other side of the sheds, is all designed to come down here. So we've sorted out the water in the shed, so the inside of the shed is now dry, which is great. But one job we haven't quite got to yet is this puddle here. So that is going to be today's job and, well, make a start on it anyway. Now I'm back here on my own today, and luckily the sun is shining at the moment, but we are due some rain later on, hence the attire. I've been putting off this job for a little while. It's one of those ones that I keep getting nagged about that I haven't done yet, saying, when are we going to sort the yard drainage out? We're always forever walking through water and making the sheep walk through the water and everything. So I thought, while I'm here on my own today, I thought it would be a perfect opportunity to get this done, because we have also got a video coming up on Machinery Nation which I need for this job. So in the next couple of weeks there'll be a certain machine which is brand new to assist us in this. But today I'm going to get everything all cut out and possibly use the breaker as well to get all of that ready for the next tool or machine, which I might show you later on what that's going to be. It's all still wrapped up at the moment, but it's quite exciting. It's something I've been wanting to try for a long time, but it's either going to be one of those machines that I hate or I'm very surprised at. So it's definitely going to be worth a watch on there as well. Anyway, let me tell you what I'm going to do. So as you can see back there, it's actually quite dry in that part of the yard because the concrete over the years has slumped or sunk underneath. So this bit here is the worst bit, which actually is quite advantageous for us because everything sort of travels down to this area here. That's the deepest part of it all. So my hope is if I put a drain in there, then everything else will all come down here, because when it all dries up, the last bit of water is here in this little bit. So fingers crossed that works. Worst case scenario, you might have to just brush this line into the drain every so often, but I think it's going to deal with most of it. And then again, over here is dry, but then we come back to this corner and it's wet. Now, I think the easiest way to deal with this, because the water has got to go that way, is to core drill like a 4-inch core down through and then let the water go out through the bottom, which will be out exactly where the drain's going to go. Because coming back over here again to where this drain is going to go, which is back here, I'll come on the right side, there we are. So the new drain's going to go there. So I'm going to dig a pit down through there, which is probably about 24-30 inches deep, and then we'll create a silt trap so the pipe will be higher, and then we can clean it out with a shovel and everything rather than all the dirt going down the drain. So that'll be sort of 24 inch by 24 inch, 2 foot by 2 foot drain and cover there. And then I'm going to cut all the way through this line here. So a trough which is about 12 inches wide, all the way behind these terrace fencing panels, which I'll move in a moment. And then if I come around here, so the drain will then be obviously in the ground underneath, and then we'll concrete it back over again. And then it will come out this side here, which will then go into this new drain, or the new drain we put in a few months ago, which is running and working absolutely perfectly. That goes out there, under there. There's the new bit of concrete we done when we done the concrete pad up the top for the office. That was the leftover bit, and I said I'd show you it in a video at some point. So that's down there, nice and rough, because the sheep come round the corner quite fast when they come down this track here, and they come around here and come up here. So we've left that quite rough to give them a little bit of grip so they don't all slip over. So the drain is now underneath concrete. There's also a gutter going down through there, so you might be able to see that. And then the drain goes out through there, around the corner, and right down to the woods down the other end. So that will get all of this water down, gone, and out the way, and then obviously we can then finish off all of this as well. And then there's a drain all the way along the shed back there, which all comes into this as well. So everything should flow quite nicely. Well, that's the plan anyway, but the good news is that I get to use one of the tools that we repaired a few months ago, which we completely restored, a concrete road saw. Now, I bought that cheap and Mike's done it up, and we brought it back to life, which I'm very happy with. You'll see it in a moment. But the nice thing is, first time I get to use it today. So rather than having a disc cutter bent over like a crippled old man, we can actually hopefully stand up and cut that concrete quite easily. Now I said that, it's probably not going to go to plan, but we can only hope. So let's go and well, to clear this area up, get these house fencing panels out of the way, unhang the gate, move all this, get it ready, and then we can start cutting with the road saw. So that is all tidied up, ready to go. So you should now be able to see, that's water's cleared a little bit more, where the lines are. No, I'll go the other side because of the reflection of the sun. So there we are. Right, so as you can see, there's lines there. So that's where the drain is going to be, in that bit. And then we've got a crease all the way down through here, all the way down through there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut 12 inches this side, a line all the way through there to start with, all the way down through there. So then, well, my digger bucket is 10 inches wide with the sort of wings on it, but you can take the wings off and make them smaller if I need to, so that is doable. And yeah, hopefully I shouldn't need too much dust suppression here, because obviously the water is it. When I get up to here, I'll need to turn the dust suppression on, because here is our tool of choice for today. So yeah, we restored this a few months ago now, but it is all back to its former glory. It is a Clipper road saw, I can't remember the model, Honda GX 340 engine on it, beautiful engine. Rather than, as I said, bending over the disc cutter, you can stand up, push it along, set its height, bits and pieces. I can let the wheel down on the front, and I'll set this in a minute so that that wheel lines up, or the scratcher lines up with the blade, so I know where that's heading. That's the plan. And yeah, see how I get on. I'll be honest, never used one before, so it's either going to go swimmingly well or I'll make mistakes, but we'll find out together. Yeah, so let's get cutting. Right, let's fire up, choke on, fuel on switch on, and hopefully should be just. So a hand switch up here. Oh, there's another switch here. There we go. On there. Didn't think about that, did I? The pins come out. Right, take two. It's now raining, so I've run out of water. So now dust suppression, and hopefully, oh, let's get her out there. We've run out of fuel now as well. There we go. What do you think of that wall? Hey, it's one line cut all the way up through there. Lovely and straight. Look at that. Beautiful. 12 inches away from the wall. Well, 12 inches away from the crease all the way up through there. Lovely. Until we got there. Because, if I come back here, you can see that I went a bit bowed there. Never mind. It's all cut out. It's all fine. All happy. Just got to now cut out a square here for the drain, and hopefully all will be good. Apologies if the footage got a bit damp there. I didn't really see it because it absolutely poured rain. We carried on because it was good for dust suppression. So yeah, happy with that. All right, let's cut that square. Right, that is the square cut out there. Lovely job. So now it is all ready for the next tool of necessity. I wouldn't call it tool of choice. Love, hate. Love how capable it is. Hate using it. Now this isn't just the Milwaukee one, this is just breakers in general. Look at the batteries that go on me. The MX batteries, forged batteries. So I've got a 8 amp hour and I've got a 12 amp hour as well, which is up on charge. So yeah, let's plug it in and break up all of that concrete. Right, here we go. Turn it on, that'd help. There we go. I think that might be a little bit wet, so we'll hold off for a minute. A little bit moist. I'm not sure how much of that I managed to actually film because of the wet. So one of those days today where it's a bit mixed weather. I think we've had every kind of weather available, I think. Anyway, all broken, all the way up through there. That Milwaukee breaker is brilliant. It is an absolute weapon. I could do the little one on the digger really, but because I've got that gifted to us from Milwaukee, because obviously if you don't know, we do a lot of Milwaukee content on Machinery Nation, hence why we've got a load of Milwaukee tools. Not all of them are gifted, but 80% of them are. Yeah, but it makes our job easier when we're doing stuff like this, so which is great. So yeah, I don't know if I'm going to leave that video there. If I am, then great. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. If I don't, then there's some more in this. I don't know how much I filmed today. I have no idea. But that is all now ready for this Machinery Nation video that we've got to film with this certain bit of kit. It's going to be worth watching because it's either going to be a complete failure or amazing. So let's just say I personally, off the cuff, wouldn't buy one, and I've been offered, I think, 5 variants of it, but now a manufacturer has said to me that the manufacturer that I'm aware of, or a brand that I'm aware of, have taken them on. So I said, well, do you know what? Now you guys are doing it, I might have got a bit more confidence because there's someone to contact if there's something wrong. Anyway, I'm going to leave you with that suspicion and curiosity of what that might be. We'll see you in the next one. Cheerio, bye.